this last week, I checked out Tabletop Simulator finally. It's been crushing. Yeah, it's been crushing the Steam sales charts with the quarantine. Everybody's checking it out. Leo Vader, friend of the show, from Game Informer, was raving about this for so long. And I was like, yeah, I trust Leo, but he's into a lot of that kind of freaky PC stuff that I can never quite get my mind around. And now in this time, it's like, you know what? I would like to finally see what this is about. Booted Tabletop Simulator up. It blew my damn mind. It is so cool. Because like you buy it and you boot it up and it's like, okay, you can shake dice virtually, do these things. But the part that is absurd is when you go to Steam Workshop and then it's just, hey, what tabletop game do you want to play? We have every tabletop game throughout history. Have at it.
Yeah, FYI, all 3 games that I mentioned are readily available on. They have like multiple different versions and people have made them and kind of done the scripting and stuff. The one thing about the scripting that you should know is that it won't let you know if you're breaking rules as you're playing most of these games. Like you still have to know the rules yourself. It's not going to teach you how to play the games, but if you know it, then it basically gives you all the pieces and kind of automates some dealing out cards and things like that for all these different games. And basically, because you can make your own scripts and everything, people have just been filling them out with their favorite games, and they have covered pretty much everything at this point.
I mean, it is absurd. If you want to spend $20 on Steam to have a way to try out any tabletop game in an approximate way before you spend, $50 or whatever you want to spend, or even more than that for some more complicated games in the real world, like it is just unbelievable that this software exists. Kyle, do you have any interest in this thing? Okay.
Leo, I'm thinking back to when Leo would really sell it. Like, I think he even said at one time, like, it is his favorite game of all time, which we were like, wait, hold on. I think that's cheating. And I remember he would talk about there's VR compatibility.
Yeah.
Where you'd be able to like sit down and like interact with elements of the board and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm not as into board games as you guys are.
But what about virtual board games, Kyle?
Oh, they're completely different, I assume, right?
Yeah, honestly, hey, what about this? Maybe I can rope in with this. I was looking through like the most popular of all time games that people have recreated in Tabletop Simulator, and there's this game where I'm like, this can't be a real thing. Turns out it is. There's a full like Legend of Zelda RPG from like the 80s with like this incredible art, and it looks really complex in a really delightful way. It's like, I think we're going to have to play this at some point. Jeff, I think we're going to have to stream at some point during the quarantine for our tabletop streams.
I think so too, yeah. And that's the nice thing if you aren't quarantined, like any of these games you can get from Amazon, but if you don't already have a partner that you're quarantined with, then you can't be playing games. But Tabletop Simulator, for as far as I can tell, makes it really easy for people to get into a lobby together and then play these games. And the other interesting thing is that it's also, they have physics for everything in it too, so you can play like dexterity games and stuff. You can actually flick the different pieces and things. And there's a dedicated button, this is the best part, a dedicated button to flip the table at the end of the game so that the pieces fly everywhere.
Which is like
space.
It's alarming because it's just like a button on the screen. It's like anybody can click that at any point. That's like terrifying. It's like playing a tabletop game with like a gun to everybody's head, other than cash and guns, of course. But I was amazed that like a game that I have from my childhood and I love, but it's impossible to find, is Pokemon Master Trainer, which is this Pokemon tabletop game. And so we were going to stream it, and then the quarantine hit. And it was amazing when I went to like the most popular games on Tabletop Simulator. They had so many different versions of Pokemon Master Trainer that people have created, including like adding each new generation of Pokemon on there and like recreating it in 3D. And I just love the idea that this, what I thought was obscure licensed game from the late 90s, just has this crazy fan base on Tabletop Simulator, and people can experience this, I think, genuinely really well done Pokemon tabletop game.
Yeah. Now once we actually play it, instead of just getting to the end and saying, sorry, you can't get this anymore, you can say, go play it on Tabletop Simulator.
It's technically $20, and then you just install the workshop mods and stuff like that. But also,
how does that work? What about like trademarks and?
We don't have to worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't mention it.
Just turning a blind eye, I guess, is how that works.
I mean, there are some official DLCs right on the page. Yeah. Like I saw that there was this game Wingspan, which I've been kind of curious to check out. That's like about birds.
Yeah. So Stonemaier Games is one that it seemed like all of their major releases, they must understand the importance of this kind of thing, and so they've made official ones that you can download.
But they're real happy right now.
Yep.
Yeah, it is confusing though. Of just like, well, can I find unofficial Wingspan ones, or is Berserk Games, who makes Tabletop Simulator, like nuking those from the workshop?
It seems like they may have. I think I saw that for one of their games. Scythe, I think someone had mentioned in the reviews for the DLC for that they had been removing the official or the unofficial ones.
Yeah.
So
it's also weird because they have Wings, because I was looking into this because I saw that Wingspan was like, hey, it was on a bunch of lists of like, you should play this tabletop game with your friends, and I saw that they have an actual Wingspan game that is coming to Steam in early access, and then they have DLC for Tabletop Simulator. But I guess the difference is that like the official game is going to be like more fleshed out and have like better word models.
Yeah, and so that's true of Scythe and some of the other ones as well. And those versions, if you really like a game and you just want one of those, then absolutely go for the official app, because that will actually automate all the different turns and it will give you AI to play against and everything. I guess we didn't mention that obviously there aren't AI opponents for these games. You have to have other people to play against.
Yeah, and I know you all won't care too much, but I tweeted. Well, it's weird because I tweeted this like joke from Animal Crossing where you can buy a board game in Animal Crossing, and I like zoomed in on it and took a picture, and I think I tweeted out like, it'd be fun if somebody tried to design this Animal Crossing board game in real life. And then I think I even sent it to you, Jeff. I'm like, hey, if you want a weird quarantine project, you should design this Animal Crossing board game. That'd be really fun. Of course, I go to most popular.
Jeff like huge assignments. Hey, here's an idea that would take a lot of time.
If you wanted to,
it would be a great screenshot to tweet.
Yeah,
I can't remember if I respond to that, but I was like, no, yeah. If I'm going to design a board game, I'm not going to do it as a one-off Animal Crossing joke.
It's just an idea.
But I don't have that much free time.
But the amazing thing is that, of course, I go to most popular recent. And people have created the Animal Crossing tabletop game in Tabletop Simulator. It's like, oh my God, of course. The internet's incredible. So I look forward to playing that. I'm going to play Deck Quest, which is kind of like a D&D light thing that Leo's always raving about. Hopefully I'll play with Leo here and give it a whirl. But we'll probably keep you up to date in the future on our adventures through Tabletop Simulator. But I've been very impressed so far. If you enjoyed this clip from the MinnMax Show podcast, we think you'll like the full show too. You can find it by subscribing to MinnMax's YouTube channel or on your favorite podcast app. Any help spreading the word to keep our whole indie operation here running is appreciated. We're here for and because of the wonderful MinnMax community, so you're welcome to join.